The recent controversy surrounding the Rislo saga has left many wondering what is the judging criteria for a beauty pageant. Now, how do we know that the winners are deserving? How transparent is the judging process for Mr. Singapore?
Well, we do have a policy here about after the pageant, and when contestants request for it, we will allow them to view the scoring sheets that is entered by each judge. So at least the contestants get the chance to see how they did during the pageant.
For the Mr. Singapore pageant, contestants are judged within 3 categories: swimwear, evening wear, and Q&A. They are awarded points for their physique, confidence, looks, elegance, and poise, as well as how they handle the Q&A segment. If, for example, one of the contestants actually knows one of the judges, what happens then? Do you find a replacement for the judge? Do you make sure as well that they do not know each other beforehand?
Unfortunately, this happens every year. In fact, not only one judge, could be like 3 judges in the panel, because Singapore is so small. And
according to the Mr. Singapore organization, in a small place like Singapore, the 6 degrees of separation may no longer apply. However, how the organizers attempt to keep the scoring as unbiased as possible is by having at least 8 judges that will help vary the scores. The highest and lowest scores are also eliminated to avoid favoritism or possible sabotage. But what happens if a contestant approaches a judge?
Within our contract, we do have a clause that says that, contestants and their family and friends are not allowed to approach the judge in return for extra points allocated to that particular contestant. If we were to find out, you'll be disqualified right on the spot.
According to Alan, 100% of their money comes from sponsorships, who roughly sponsor a 6-figure lump sum altogether each year to host the Mr. Singapore pageant. However, do contestants have to fork out any money for promotional material, or are there any hidden costs?
Most of our money comes from sponsorships. So normally what we do is we have to work out a budget for the year, and then we have to tell our sponsors, look, this is the cost of running this pageant this year, and we really need you to give us a little bit more money and just help us to pull through and do you a beautiful show. And more often than not, our sponsors are very, very supportive. I'm proud to say that, yeah. Way to go, sponsors.
Okay, so what is the cost of holding this event every year? Give us a figure, roughly.
Running a Mr. Singapore pageant costs you about $50,000.
Your contestants, how much do they have to pay to enter this pageant?
0.
So there's no advertisements that they have to pay for?
Yeah. We don't encourage that, because when we start if we were to start this trend, they're going to have contestants who comes from a richer family. They're going to throw in thousands of dollars for advertisement, and it's not going to create a very good impression for the rest of the contestants. When basically the program book, in my personal opinion, is the program book is to showcase the contestants. Everybody gets equal attention and what a pageant is all about, not focusing on certain contestants just because he or she has more money than the others to start to spurt on advertisement pages. This is not something that we want to encourage, and that's something that we don't allow.
So this program book, do they pay for it? Do all of them have a standard fee, or is this free as well?
It's all free. In fact, contestants who join the Mr. Singapore pageant, they don't have to pay a single cent. But the only thing we ask from them is a suit, because we don't provide suit, and sometimes contestants complain to us everything is provided and given to us, but why we never have an evening wear sponsors? Now, this is something that we've been thinking a lot. We've given a thought over it. But if you look around, most of the men's suit that we get from bridal salons, right? Yeah, it comes in very standard colors: it's black, gray, white, or brown. And trust me, not everybody can carry those colors. And even if you could carry those colors, the size might not fit you. So rather, you wear something that you're most comfortable with, that fits you well, and if you think that pink is the perfect color for you, by all means do so. Some years back, we have a contestant who wore pink on stage. Yes, he did. He got one of the highest scores because he carried the suit very well.
For contestants of Mr. Singapore, they need not fork out a single cent. However, all that glitters isn't gold. And in our next clip, Alan reveals that contestants must declare the skeletons in their closet or risk being sued by the organizers.